Is being a nice guy or a nice girl actually a bad thing? Note, I am not talking about the quote-unquote nice guys who pretend to be your friends so they can get sex out of you. That is entitled and manipulative behavior and it has no place in this channel. What we're talking about is the other perspective on nice people, where people assume they're weak and lack boundaries. Now I want to make a side note first before I get into the main topic of this video. When people say you're too nice or you're too good or anything of that sort, most of this comes down to appearance or sexual polarity. There's nothing wrong with being kind, respectful, and keeping the peace. It's just that some people who are conventionally attractive or desired, they tend to get away with doing bad things to other people due to people's attraction for them. However, those things don't last long, as those same people learn their lessons and eventually leave the situation to find something better. This doesn't change the fact that we should be kind and respectful towards each other. But even if they're not necessarily bad people or know that they should never go for bad people, sometimes when someone says you're too nice, you're too good, or like you're too sweet, it's just a euphemism for them saying I don't really find you that attractive, or I don't really feel that much chemistry with you. And that's okay. If they don't feel this way about you, that's okay. Move on and find somebody you do. Now, let me get to the real meat of this video. When people often say nice, they constantly conflate it with being a pushover. When they talk about nice people, they think of that person who has low self-esteem, lacks boundaries, undecisive, who lets others walk all over them, who doesn't hold opinions and doesn't go after what they want, etc. However, as I look into it, to me this is not necessarily being nice, but mostly being a pushover. There's very little overlap between being nice and being a pushover, and I'm going to get into it. However, there is an overlap of nice people who also exhibit pushover qualities. That's just an unfortunate truth we have to acknowledge. There's absolutely nothing wrong or unattractive about being a nice person. A nice person can set boundaries, a nice person can hold opinions, a nice person can go after what they want, and a nice person can hold themselves to a high regard. One more thing to add about nice people tend to score very high in the agreeableness dimension within the big five. This indicates a likelihood to be cooperative, polite, compassionate, and value keeping the peace. Wanting to keep things peaceful doesn't mean you don't have boundaries, aren't decisive, especially if you know what you want, of course. Have low self-esteem, low self-respect, no assertiveness, nor does it mean you're weak as long as you know what they are. What it does mean is that traits like assertiveness, setting boundaries, and decisiveness are traits you're going to have to develop, as agreeableness, while a part of natural temperament, doesn't allow for natural development of these qualities. This means you know what your boundaries are, you know why you should like yourself, you know what your opinions are if you have any, etc. Too many people have conflated being nice with these things that they end up blurring what it means to be a pushover with being nice. Being a pushover has always meant people can push you around, and unfortunately a lot of nice people, especially those struggling with setting boundaries and being assertive, oftentimes do end up being in that pushover role. However, I believe the fundamental aspect of why they're there is that they have not yet figured out what it is they truly want out of life and giving them the clear picture to go after it. I've been nice and cooperative with a lot of people I have met, but I truly started going after what I want once I've identified exactly what it is I want, which makes it easier for me to be intentional about inviting what I need and want and keeping what's toxic for me outside. This also translates to dating as well. What it is about the ideal person that attracts you to them. What do you like about this kind of person? What do you not like about them? And the things you don't like about them, can you look past them or does it bother you? How do you want them to treat you? What values are important to you in your life and within your ideal partner? As long as you're clear about what you want and stay true to that, then there's nothing wrong with being nice. With that said, if you are being respectful, nice, and kind to the person you're pursuing, and you're seeing patterns that indicate they're not interested in you nor attracted to you, or could be using you for free attention or validation, or any other unfavorable dating-related situation you find yourself in, it's important to remember that you being nice is not the problem. I'll repeat this again. It's important to remember that you being nice is not the problem. If the person you're pursuing thinks you being nice is weak, unmasculine. Not that there's anything wrong with masculinity, it's just a common criticism I hear about nice people or whatever negative connotation they put on them. This just tells you more about the other person and what they want out of a partner, which depending on what you're looking for may not be a compatible partner for you. That's okay. Dating's a numbers game. You have to trust the process. That's it for my video, guys. If you liked the video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.